Hello there, viewers. Welcome to the series of me developing my dream game, and it is about a game that covers self-improvement, history about trauma, something, and the stories of how the MC or the main character tried to save himself from existential crisis pain, which I inform you is the most painful mental experience you can ever experience, I think, and now the game is introduced, let me introduce myself. Now, for those who don't know, I am at the moment is just a solo developer trying to be a game developer or chasing my dream job and potentially make a living with this lifestyle and maybe even building a team. Who knows, right? And yeah, I'm hoping I will become a game developer as well as great creator. You know. Also, I want to mention that I want to be an inspiration to others and make you guys want to chase your dreams too by going along with this series. So, yeah, thank you in advance and I hope we get along well. I don't know if I have to tell you this or not, but my video quality is kind of odd and unique to say the least. So, you might get uncomfortable watching it, but I hope you guys will get used to it in time and yeah, I'm too trying to make my videos watchable too and make it don't feel like a chore to watch. And yeah, I wanna treat this as an adventure, which is kind of fun to make. It can go twist and stuff like that. I don't know what to say. And yeah, guys, I really hope we get along well. And yeah, thank you in advance for it. As for one of my bucket lists, I am hoping to build a community on this platform so I can talk to you guys in the comment section and have a conversation about how to polish the game more. And yeah, I want to make you guys play it really bad, and I hope it is a good request for you guys. And as well as I forgot to mention, I am posting at the end of the video is the gameplay of the week of my dream game, which shows that I am working on it, and yeah, it means I will show you proof of my game progressing and not just hyping you up, guys. And yeah, that's it. And yeah, see you there. And without further ado, let's get on with it. Here we go. Day 50. So guys, another day of the week, huh? Before that, I learned about this crucial mistake about my content, and to say the least, it is very confusing to watch, or it has this bad storytelling on this video. So on this week, we're gonna fix that, and let us start with the goals of the day. Here's a clip of Michael explaining the game plan. Okay guys, we're now using PowerPoint presentation instead of Microsoft Paint. Here's the benefit of using this instead of that. First, it is more customizable than Paint, and second, it stores what exactly the achievement we acquired on the previous days. And forgive me on this guys, we are not starting on day 1 since I'm still learning and a lot of mistake has been made in process and we still have to keep improving. But enough of that. Here is what I'm gonna do for today. Okay, as last week previously stated, we discovered how we can make the execution code wait for the signal to continue once again. And now we have to apply it everywhere, like literally everywhere in the code. An example is waiting for the player to reach a certain spot on the map, and another is waiting for the actor to finish his assigned task. And with that said, let's get back into you, Michael. As Michael said earlier, we need to now implement it, but later down the line of implementing it, I have encountered a problem. Here is Michael stuck at the problem. So guys, I'm frustrated right now with this problem. Basically, I have to find a way to make a structure for the waiting code signals, and only relying on one boolean type is not enough for me because I believe it would cause a terrible mistake in the future, and this problem is not necessarily that troublemaking just yet, but in the future I have a feeling this would go out of control real fast, or meaning this data structure is not very scalable at the moment and could potentially make my time in the future be wasted on trying to fix that. And with that explained and nothing else left to say, back to you, Michael. So, after an trial and error phase, which took 30 minutes of trying, I have finally settled on this data architecture. Here's a clip of Michael explaining the architecture. So guys, are we on? So, what do you see in front of you? It is a data structure of some kind of box, right? Well, to explain it further, we got here a box that have different labels on it, which are the member variables. So this whole box is labeled as a waiting entry type, and its member variables are found inside the box. And it is a boolean type name is finish, and another member variable which is an actor type, which contains who triggered the isFinish command. And yeah, that's all about it, guys. Nothing left else to say. And going by that logic, you know what it is? It's time for my back to you, Michael time. So after this finally done, I have finally applied it everywhere on the code. Here's a clip of Michael that is finished implementing it for today. So guys, about to end the day, and before we end it, I will show you what I implemented so far. So here it is. Let me click play real quick and see this waiting time. First, it is waiting for the player to reach the chair first and executes, and lastly, it is now for the NPC to finish his task displaying a dialogue. So yeah guys, not a big breakthrough, but we are getting closer at finishing the mechanics of the game. So yeah, that's about it. Back to you, Michael. And with that, see you guys tomorrow. Okay, day 51. Alright, another new day. Let us see what brings us closer to the goal. Alright, my bad. Here's Michael explain the plan. Okay guys, let's do this. I fucking love PowerPoint compared to Paint, guys, because look, it stores the plan, problems, and what we did achieve on the end of the day. And right, let's get into the plan. I'm planning to create an event about mimicking how school actually work in the first day, and we guys all know school specifically on the first day would make us wanna introduce ourselves, as well as our classmates, teachers, about things like our name, our age, our hobby, our likings, etc, etc. So, my overall plan is to make each NPC, including the player, to introduce themselves to the whole classroom about their life info. And yeah, we are finally entering the realism mechanics, finally, after 51 days of sweats and tears. Oh yeah, forgot to end the clip. And with that, back to you, Michael. Alright, let us get into it after the implementation in 3, 2, 1. Yo guys, what's up? Quick interruption. Sorry, I have encountered an issue with this realism event, and the problem is listed here after careful observation. 1. We need to remove the chair mesh because the AI is dumb and can't go around the object. 2. The behavior tree is messing up the movement assigned by the story manager. 3. The AI is dumb as hell, like he can't easily follow the possible path. Like when I use AI move to node, it is always picks up the shortest path, which is great for many cases, but in a crowded environment, it is painful because it feels like the AI can see his surroundings, which break the realism I'm looking for and hoping to achieve. Okay, guys, that is the problem I have encountered. And with that explained, back to you, Michael. Okay, as Michael said earlier on the clip, let us do it. Let's do it one by one. Now, for the first problem, we just need to remove the chair mesh for now. Done. Back to you, Michael. And for the second problem, okay guys, let us handle how to manually toggle the behavior tree in the AI because I can't let that bug go on for any longer. Okay guys, update on the second problem. I can't do it for today guys, but I am midway done with it. Like I already figured out how to store the behavior tree inside an AI controller blueprint as a variable. Now it's just a matter of time to actually find and handle the pause the behavior tree stored in that variable and resume it after the story manager said so. So yeah, that's about it. Back to you, Michael. Okay guys, for the storytelling fix, I'm gonna do a recap for today's accomplishment. Here we go. Okay guys, I'm now using PowerPoint once again to recap today's accomplishments. First, we clear up the student's chair mesh temporary for now because the AI can't sense the surroundings for the environment. And spoiler alert, we will be using EQS or environment query system to find the points the AI should move first. Second, we are halfway done with the behavior tree problem. Like we figured it can be stored as a component variable. It's just we have to control and manually pause and resume its behavior. Third, the problem is also similar to the third problem is also similar to the first one since the AI can sense his surrounding to the surroundings, and the EQS is also gonna solve that for us. And yeah guys, that is the accomplishment for today. Back to you, Michael. So yeah guys, that is all for today. See you guys tomorrow. Okay guys, day 52 of making a game. For today, let us recap yesterday's achievement. So here's a clip of Michael explaining it. So guys, look at this. Man, switching up from Paint to PowerPoint is a huge time saver for me. Alright, let's recap yesterday's accomplishments. Here it is. So we're gonna start at problem 2 first and solve the behavior tree problem. We have achieved it and reach that contain on a variable component, and now we are looking for the solution to pause and resume the behavior tree on AI. And for the third problem, we are just gonna ignore it for now because we can still get away with it. We just use the RVO avoidance in this movement component of an NPC to avoid them from colliding against each other. And with that fully explained, back to you, Michael. Okay, with that fully recap, let's get into today's plan for day 52. Okay, let's talk about the plan for today. I'm using Microsoft presentation once again to explain this. So first, I'm gonna finish the behavior tree problem where we left off last time because it's overriding the story manager's task, so we can disable it for a successful and no buggy code, yeah? And second thing is the AI is navigating tight spaces is kind of ass since they are literally blind and always follow the shortest path to their destination even if they're literally blocked by another NPC and still choose that path anyway. And the third thing is I want to accomplish, if possible, is to make NPC say they introducing phrase like, "Hello everyone, I am this name and I'm this years old," and etc. And the most important part is to make a way to handle the code waiting, because when I try to use it on the other blueprints, like I have to create macro each time in their blueprint and include duplications of that macro where they handle waiting code. And yeah, with all that explained, for today. Splunk, let's get into it. Back to you, Michael. And without a further ado, let us get into the implementation. Here's a clip of Michael once done with the first problem, the behavior tree problem. Okay guys, check this out. I have made this custom event right here to toggle the behavior tree problem. As you can see, we have the behavior tree stored in this variable, and I figured how to stop and resume this node, which are start logic for the starting of the resuming of the behavior tree logic, and stop logic node for stopping it. And by observing the bool parameter and making a branch in this branch node, we can call this custom event manually to toggle the behavior tree of an NPC. And yeah, that is done. And no, I think there's no more buggy code. And with that, back to you, Mayo. And for the second problem, the blind NPC problem, let's just say after I went ham on the trial and error phase, trying to cheat it a little bit, here's what I got. Okay guys, after all of that trial and error, trying to find a smart way to do this without using the EQS because it is very complex, or the environment query system. And here is what I settled with, and basically I use the RVO avoidance to compensate the fact that to prevent NPCs blocking the main NPC's navigation. And yeah, it is a temporary solution since it doesn't work on most cases, but it is what I got so far, and it's good enough for me. So yeah, with that explained, back to you, Michael. And for the duplication of the macro, here's a solution for it, what I come to settle with. So guys, let me explain how did I fix the duplication problem. And basically, I asked ChatGPT about this and I followed what it said, and it works. So here's that. I created an object that is the parent object, is the class object itself, which I think is the main root of the blueprint classes itself in Unreal Engine. By doing that, it works everywhere. Let me show you. Here inside the blueprint, let us try calling that macro here, and as you can see, it works now. And yeah, it's not tied here on the blueprint itself, but can be accessed anywhere like magic. And yeah, that's all there is. The duplication is fixed now, and we can call it everywhere, which is fun. And with that explained, back to you, Michael. And for the third problem, I don't have time for it since the trial and error phase took so long. And yeah, let's get into the accomplishment of the day. Okay guys, let's recap what we have done for today. First, the behavior tree problem can be paused now like magic, which is very great for me. Like it is less buggy, if you know what I'm saying. And for the second problem, we cheated a little bit since it doesn't use the EQS like I promised, and it is a temporary but good enough fix for me now. And yeah, it's gonna bite me someday, but I'm fine with it. And for the third problem, I didn't have enough time for it and the duplication for it, and yeah, it is And for the duplication problem, it is also fixed now and can be accessed anywhere in the blueprint like Magic 2, and with the help of ChatGPT, it is then fixed. It is great, yeah. And yeah, that's basically it for today and what we have done and accomplished. And one day, we have two M's, I would say. We have accomplished too much in one day. It's very tiring for me, and yeah. And with that, back to you, Michael. And with that, see you guys tomorrow. Okay guys, day 53 of making a game. Before we get into it, let us get let us first recap yesterday's achievement. So here's a clip of Michael recapping it. Okay guys, I'm using PowerPoint. So yeah, yesterday we did this. Let us get into them one by one. First, we complete the behavior tree problem using the two nodes I figure out and how to pause and the behavior tree and resume its execution. And for the second problem, we got the temporary fix since we're not using the EQS system still. And for the third problem, we haven't solved that yet since I ran out of time yesterday. And finally, we solved this issue with multiplication of macros for each new blueprint. And yeah, with that fully recap, back to you, Michael. And yeah, with that, yesterday's progress recap, let's get into today's plan for day 53. Okay guys, I'm gonna be just doing just one for today, and to compensate for that fact, I'm only doing one thing. Let me explain why it is hard to implement, why I'm doing it. It is hard to implement. So let us break it down into series of events. First, the teacher must speak first before the introduction, then followed by the student NPCs to finally introduce themselves, and followed by the player's introduction for the last introduction. And after all students, including the player, the teacher will speak again, confirming if any students done with the introduction, and the class, after that, the class will say yes. Then the teacher will now say he or she will not teach for today, for the day and the hour, making the whole hour just idle and interactions of student NPCs if getting along. Yeah, as you can see, it is now following a story type pattern game. But hold on a second. The reason I say it is hard to implement is because the waiting code or the async once again is kinda difficult. Yeah, it does wait, but making it a sequence is kinda difficult because it introduces a lot of unpredictability when trying to debug, and yeah, I am trying to avoid that problem really hard. And yeah, that is the reason why it is so difficult, because there are a lot of variables to work with, like players' actions and everything, NPCs, etc, etc. And yeah, that is the whole sequence I'm trying to achieve to implement for today. So yeah guys, with that, back to you, Michael. Okay guys, this went beyond me and I went a lot of testing, and yeah, I mean a lot of testing. And because of the AI navigation is pretty dumb at the moment, we can say that caused me so much issue. It fucking sucks me, man. But enough of that. For now, let's just get into the progress so far. Here's a clip of Michael with the progress. Hello there, I'm only done the teacher talking part. Here it is. Then the signal. Look for the next code. Let me show you in game. So as you can see, what I mean by this. Let me click play real quick, and on this time 7:30 a.m. the teacher should be talking now, and yeah, as you can see, it is talking, and when it is finished, it will throw us into the signal of the code. Let us wait for a bit. There it is. And yeah guys, by adding the students talking part here, we should be good to go. And yeah, as you can see, it works. And yeah, with that, back to you, Michael. And sadly, I ran out of time today, and yeah guys, I only did the first part, and yeah, I know it was kind of disappointing of the progress for today, but it is because of all my time went to the testing phase, plus the AI navigation mechanics I implemented is fucking ass and pretty unrealistic as shit. I mean, they are literally bumping into each other without a care in the world. Here's a clip of it happening. Oh guys, look at this guys. NPCs. This guy should be introducing himself, but damn, he's blind, right? And in the back of my mind, it is screaming to implement the EQS system, and I keep ignoring it.
And yeah, it's fucking unrealistic behavior, right? Just goddamn, I'm still learning, huh? Yeah, with that show, the problem shown. Let's get back into you, Michael.
Yeah, guys, that's about it for today. It was still disappointing, but let us get into the accomplishment of day to finish the day of day 53. So here's a PowerPoint in today's accomplishment. First off, let me bring the three parts earlier. First, the teacher instructing the students to do an introduction. Second part is the students introducing themselves in a unique ways, in their own unique ways. The third part is the player introduction. So let us reveal what we accomplished for today. Okay, first part, it succeeded. Success. Now for the second part, it is postponed for tomorrow. So as the third part, yeah guys, we didn't do a lot here today, did we? Please forgive me for testing for me. The testing took a lot of time making sure it works. Okay, plus the inconsistencies of AI navigation system, it destroyed me trying to manually fix it on the simulation phase. Yeah guys, sorry for the disappointment. And yeah, I will try not to repeat it next time. And yeah, peace guys. And with that, back to you, Michael. So yeah guys, see you guys tomorrow. Alright, day 54 of making a game. You guys already know the drill. Let's recap yesterday's accomplishment. Yesterday, first off, let me bring the three parts of yesterday's accomplishment. First, the teacher instructing the students to do an introduction. Second part is the student introducing themselves in their own unique ways. Could be shy, expressive, kind of NPC. And the third part is the player introduction itself. And the results of yesterday is this okay on the first part, it succeeded, and the second part is due for today, which means we're gonna do it for today, and so is the third part. So yeah guys, that is what we did yesterday. Let's continue where we left off, and yeah, with that, back to you, Michael. And with yesterday full recap, let us get into the plan for today, which is day 54. Here's a clip of Michael explaining the game plan. So guys, let us talk about today's plan. Today we're really just going to continue where we left off yesterday's progress, and let's get into it. Since yesterday we finished the teacher instructing every student to introduce themselves, which include the player, today we're gonna continue the sequence of events that followed, which we would know as is the students or the players' classmates is gonna introduce themselves on their own unique ways. Then followed by the player's introduction, then followed by the teacher closing act and tell the whole classroom there is no class for the whole hour. Yeah guys, that nothing really new has changed since yesterday. We're gonna keep going with the yesterday's plan, so here is the breakdown of what I will try to do for today. First, we're gonna implement the student's introduction. Then, if possible, add the teacher closing act. And yeah, let's just try with that plan for now. And with that, back to you, Michael. With the plan fully explained by Michael in the clip, let's just get into it. First, the student introducing themselves event. After the teacher is done with the instructions to how to introduce themselves to students. And yeah, with that, let's get into the clip of Michael just implemented it. So guys, check this out. The student NPC is introducing themselves correctly. Now, let me show you. Let me click play real quick. And wait for the teacher instruction to finish. Now the teacher is finished instructing the students the students should start introducing themselves, and yeah, there we go. And quick note, as you see, it is kind of weird, right? Why is it teleporting on this spot? Well, to tell you the truth, it is temporary fix because I haven't still implemented the EQS or environment inquiry system. And yeah guys, let's call it as it is. It is a skill issue on my part. Sorry guys, but as you can see, it works as a temporary fix. And yeah, with that, back to you, Michael. Unfortunately, again guys, my progress is only only this for today because I ran out of time once again. With the so much testing again with the AI plus the AI blind navigation system is making it worse at consuming my time, so much time. And yeah, with the third part is the teacher closing act and still in progress, and tomorrow it is gonna be fixed, I promise you that. And I hope you guys forgive me for the lack of progress of the game with this lack of results, and I will catch up to it. And yeah, finish the day. Yeah, to finish the day, let's get into the accomplishment of the day. Here's Michael explaining a clip of Michael about today's accomplishment. So guys, let us get into it. First off, let me reference back what we planned for today, which composed of two parts. They are, first, the students introducing themselves, and the second part is the teacher performing the closing act, which telling the whole class there is no lecture for today. And now for the results. On first part, it is complete as you can see, but with a few caveats, we are using a temporary and unrealistic act, which is teleporting in the introducing NPC to a spot where it can't be stuck. And because we are still on blind navigation system still, and for the second part, the result is still not done because I ran out of time once again with a lot of testing again like yesterday. But I assure you that I'm already working on progress with it, and I just ran out of time today again. And yeah, that is about it for today's accomplishment. And with that, let's get back into Michael. And yeah guys, that's about it for today. See you guys tomorrow. Alright, day 55 of making a game. Okay, without a further ado, let us recap again yesterday's achievement. Here's a clip of Michael recapping it. So guys, let's recap yesterday's accomplishment. And as you can see, we completed the students introducing themselves barely, because it is just a temporary for now since it's not fully buggy proof at the moment. The reason is the AI blind navigation system I implemented, and yeah, as I say before, it is a skill issue on my part. Moving on, and for the teacher's finishing act, it is still ongoing since we ran out of time yesterday, and now we are here trying to complete that promise. And yeah, with that, fully recap, let's get back into Michael. Now that we recap yesterday's achievement, let us talk about the plan for today. Here's a clip of Michael explaining the game plan for today. So here's what I think I'm going to do for today. First note is that this is still on the introduction phase of the story, which happens on the first day of school in the game. Now that I mention it, I am planning to add the player's introduction before the closing act of the teacher NPC. We'll remind the whole class, there are no class for the whole hour. And yeah, before that, first off, I'm going to finish first the teacher closing act because we didn't finish it yesterday, and it makes sense for us to not to leave it hanging like that, right? And this day, I'm going to break today's section again into two parts, which are the teacher closing act and the player's introduction added in between into the mix. Fully complete the story event sequence. And yeah, with that plan fully explained, let's get back into Michael. So yeah, without a further ado, let us get into it. Now for the first part of the plan, which is the unfinished progress of the teacher NPC closing act. And now let us get into it. Here's a clip of Michael to finish this implementation. So yeah guys, I think I finished the teacher NPC closing act conversation, and yeah, check this out. Let me click play real quick. And now let us skip into the part where the student NPCs is done introducing themselves. And yeah,
as you can see, the teacher is talking about he or she will not be lecturing for the whole hour. And yeah guys, I forgot to mention, do you see this vignette effect around on the screen? I said in the previous week it is important to show emotions, and yeah, as you can see, we are now building something here, or rather it is all coming together now, right? And yeah, with that, let's get back into you, Michael. And now with that first part of today's plan is done, let's get into the second one, which is the player's introduction itself. And yeah, without further ado, here's a clip of Michael after trying to implement it, partially implementing it. So guys, I think I'm partially done with the player's trigger introduction, and it's quite a lot to explain, so instead of me doing that, let me just show you what I mean by this, and let me click play real quick and wait for a bit. Now for the trigger, the players should trigger of player's introduction. The player should stand in this area, which is invisible at the moment. And let me just teleport there instead because it's quite hard to get it at the moment, and it's pretty damn difficult because it is invisible and there is no highlight effect just yet. And when we teleport here, this is what happened. We are on this point of the code, right? And yeah, it is not again fully implemented at the moment because I ran out of time once again. And yeah, it is pretty damn exciting for me. And yeah, with that, let's get back into you, Michael. And yeah, the second part of today's plan is complete. Let's wrap the day up. So with that, you know it, baby, it's time to talk about today's accomplishments. Here's a clip of Michael explaining today's accomplishments. So to fully nail this accomplishment, let me bring back the plan for today into here. First off, the first part of the plan, I said we would complete the teacher closing act, which means it's gonna remind the whole class the teacher will not teach for the whole hour. And the second part, which is implementing the player's introduction finally. So here are the results. On the first part of today's plan, we completed it, implementing the teacher's closing act successfully with no caveats, no downsides whatsoever. And for the second part, which is the player's introduction, and the results are, it is still on working progress. Once again, I ran out of time doing testing and refactoring my code, and we only did the trigger part of the player's introduction, and which is standing on one specific spot on the map. And yeah guys, that's all I did for today. And yeah, I ran out of time because of the refactoring a lot, and to make my blueprint code more scalable in the future. And yeah, with that, back to you, Michael. And yeah, that is it for today. See you guys tomorrow. Alright, last day of the week, which is day 56. And without further ado, let us recap yesterday's accomplishments again. Here's a clip of Michael talking about it. So, first off, on the first part of the plan, I said we would complete the teacher closing act on yesterday's plan. And the second part of that is implementing the player's introduction finally. So here are the results. On the first part, on yesterday, we completed implementing the teacher closing act successfully with no caveats. And for the second part, which is the player's introduction, the results are, it is still working on it, meaning once again I ran out of time again yesterday, and now I'm doing it now, because I'm doing the testing and refactoring of my code a lot yesterday. And we only did the trigger part of the player's introduction, which is standing on one specific spot. And yeah,
guys, that is all I did for yesterday. And yeah, I ran out of time because of the refactoring a lot and make my blueprint code more scalable for the future. And yeah, with that fully recap of the today's of yesterday's accomplishments, let's get back into you, Michael. And now with the yesterday's achievements fully recap, let us get into the plan for today. And so here's a clip of Michael talking about the plan for today. So here guys are the plans. So as we know, we didn't finish the player's introduction because we ran out of time yesterday. Well, we are gonna continue that as well as adding a few features to make our game a little more interesting and unique. And since this is gonna be a fantasy game where philosophy and trauma healing, we are gonna be adding mental energy bar. Like it is some sort of health bar, so we know if we are feeling tired of something or something like something stuff like that. And now another feature I want to add is make our game a little more interesting is player thoughts dialogues, which is separated from the normal dialogues. And this feature will bring out the player's character insight. And example this would be useful is when there are a situation where the player character became nervous and because of his backstory, right? And in that situation, some dialogues will show that. And yeah guys, I know we're adding a lot today. Well, just think about it as a payback for the previous days where I am implementing so little things that it seems like we're not really progressing. And yeah, with the plan for today explained, let's get back into you, Michael. Now, as you can see, we have a lot to do for today. And now let's get into the first implementation, which is the mental energy health bar for the game's purposes. And here's a clip of Michael talking about it. So guys, I think I can show you now what I did. So check this out. On this part of the code, yeah, is in the implementation. But first, let me explain what does it do. So let me break it down. It relates to the feature on the previous day, which is the Vignetti effect feature with different colors, right? And now there is an intensity variable in it which determines the energy drain on this new feature on mental health bar. And yeah, the closer the Vignetti is towards the center, the more intense the emotion and how much the energy is chunked away by seconds, and vice versa. And now this is that explained. Let me demonstrate it. Let me click play real quick and trigger the event and wait for a bit. Now as you can see, the energy drain is happening, which more specifically means the more intense the Vignetti emotion is, the more energy drain, as we can see. And yeah, pretty cool, right? And yeah, with that feature, you guessed it, let us get back into you, Michael. And now for the second implementation, which is player's inner dialogue, let's get into it too. So here's a clip of Michael talking about the second implementation right after implementing it. So here it is, guys. Let me demonstrate how it works. Basically, it reveals the main character thoughts and what he's thinking and how we think, which is based on a backstory, which is later be revealed. And yeah, it is pretty simple mechanic, and I think you get it by now. It is just showing the player's thoughts on the screen. Nothing complex is really at play happening here. And yeah, let me just demonstrate it at first hand. So let me click play real quick and trigger the player thought dialogue. As you can see, it is working too. And yeah, I will tell you, this is more important than it shows on its own, because as we speak, this game of ours is unique and it shows the philosophy and healing mental health genre, meaning we are gonna be reflecting a lot, or the main character is gonna be reflecting a lot about this. And yeah guys, with that demonstrated, let us get back into Michael. And yeah, now that we done both implementations, let us wrap the day up with the accomplishment of the day. And yeah, let's get into it. Here's a clip of Michael talking about it. Okay guys, let us do this. But first off, again, let me explain to explain this richer, I have to bring the plan topics as we stated earlier. So here is what I've spoken about earlier. First, we are adding the mental health bar or for the mental quote-unquote energy feature for the game. And the second part we talk about is the player inner dialogue scene, where it adds the flavor of how the main character is currently thinking and what is he thinking, stuff like that. And now for the results. On the first part, it is successful and currently implemented with no caveats again and no cheap fix once again, which is great. And we can move on, which means we can move on. And for the second part, which is the player's inner dialogue, it is also successful too, with no caveats, the same as first ones. And yeah, it is a little easy to implement this. And yeah, before I forget to mention, I also finished the player's introduction too. It is not currently shown in the video because it will be too long, but I will tell you it is also done. And yeah guys, we completed a lot of things today. And yeah, I'm pretty proud about it myself, and it feels like it's all coming together now, right? And yeah, it definitely feels like it, and I am proud about it. And now I achieved enough yapping. Without further ado, let's get back into you, Michael. And yeah, it is it for today. That is it for today. And with that, I will see you in the gameplay of the week.
before we end the video, I wanna say something first. Thank you all for supporting me with this project and journey. I really appreciate it a lot, and yeah, making this video takes a while to make, but we still have to keep going, alright? And yeah guys, I wanna share this realization with you guys. Are you ready? Alright, listen, open your ears and listen. Chasing a dream is great, guys. You know, every victory is felt no matter how little the achievement actually is. I'm always feeling it, and yeah, it feels awesome, and not gonna lie, I really want you to do the same. I mean, just try to chase whatever you want before your life ends, right? And who knows, it might change your life too. But I can guarantee you it will feel great once you do that. So yeah, that is my little request for you guys, is to chase your dreams. And yeah, thank you for watching this video and supporting me on this journey. And yeah guys, let me know your thoughts on this. I really want to talk to you guys in the comment section on what do you think this journey, what do you think this journey video quality is. And so yeah, don't hesitate to leave a comment in the comment section. Alright, and thank you for watching. See you guys next week.